Damn. And we're back. Y'all already know. Got the reverb in my voice, got the central music in the background. We're talking about the Warriors Celtics today. What a game, am I right? What a fucking game that was last night. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. Are the Celtics going to carry this momentum? Are the Warriors going to be making adjustments? Well, just you wait and find out. Welcome to the pod. And welcome back. And what a game last night, ladies and gentlemen. The Boston Celtics went ahead and shocked the world by stealing the first game at Oracle Arena, mind you, away from the Warriors, where they outscored the Warriors by 24 in the fourth quarter to take the lead and take the win. Wow. That was an amazing game that I saw last night. It was one of the best displays of basketball from both teams, mind you, even though there was a loser, especially there at the end. Both teams played very, very well, especially in those first three quarters. But I just want to take a moment to talk about the Celtics, man, and how great they've been this year. Realistically, I think they were like a 500 team. And then the new year came around. Well, the turn of the calendar year came around, and they became a different team. Finally, they were able to maximize their defensive potential and just continue to put the pressure on the Golden State Warriors. Let me tell you some stats now about this team and what they did in the regular season. They had the second best point differential. They were second in blocks. And funny enough, I didn't know this was a stat. They were second in free throw percentage in the entire league. So they're going to be physical with you. And they don't mind you getting physical with them because they could get to the free throw line and hit all the shots they need to hit from the free throw line. It is actually amazing how incredible this team played last night. They were 51% from the three-point line. That is nuts. That doesn't really usually happen in these games. Derek White, 5 of 8 from 3. Marcus Smart, 4 of 7 from 3. Al Horford, 6 of 8 from 3. Mind you, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, well, at least Jaylen Brown until the fourth quarter, and Jason Tatum for the entire game, didn't have a particularly good game when it came to scoring the ball. But Jason Tatum still had 13 assists with only 2 turnovers and played amazing defense down the stretch there. And this is why I think that Jason Tatum is on his ascension to a championship potential caliber player, unlike certain guys like, for example, Devin Booker, other guys like even Luka sometimes. When they are not engaged in the offensive side of the ball, they tend to sort of disappear and kind of become useless throughout the game. But yet, this team uses Jason Tatum in a way that he can still be efficient. Again, I think that his ascension into a playmaker this year has been really fun to watch, and I think that he's been doing all the right things, all the things that you need from your best player, which is, again, you play defense, you pass the ball to the open guy, and you make the shots that you need to make. This game, he didn't make shots, but I doubt that Jason Tatum is going to continue shooting 17% from the field in every single game left in these finals. But let's talk about Big Dick Al Horford. What a guy, man. What a guy. This man is showing out. I don't understand what it is, but every time this man puts on a Celtics uniform, he becomes a superstar all over again. This guy, everything that he's been doing from the start of the Miami series up until now, I mean, you can't say enough about him and his portability as a big man. The fact that he's able to hit the three consistently, the fact that he could play make out of the post, he could pass to anybody he needs to make the open pass to, and he could still be a pretty good, decent rim protector and switch on to perimeter guys whenever possible. It was it was an amazing performance from everybody involved. Like I said, this was such a great team effort because if you look at the first half, you'd think that you'd think that the Warriors had everything under control because then that third quarter came along and the Warriors started doing what they usually do to teams in the third quarter, which is blow them out, and then they don't have a chance to recover. But this team, and they keep showing it, man, every time. This is what I'm saying about championship teams, man. The way that they respond to adversity, whether it be in a game, the way that they could adjust shows, and it shows the Boston Celtics, man, because the fact that they took that onslaught in the third quarter, I think the Warriors scored something like 30-something points in that third quarter and outscored them by 10 or so points in that third quarter. Usually teams don't come back against the Warriors when they have everything rolling like that. When that third quarter comes along and people get punched in the mouth like that, they don't respond. What happens? Start of the fourth quarter, Al Horford starts getting hot. Jaylen Brown starts getting hot. Hell, even Marcus Smart starts getting hot. Everybody. Jaylen Brown basically kept them in. Hey, just a little editor's note, because I know I probably didn't mention it through the entirety of the video. In the fourth quarter, the Boston Celtics shot 68% from the field and 75% from three in the fourth quarter. That's how good they were. And, just wanted to let that be known. The entire up until like halfway through the fourth quarter, and then guess what happened? The Warriors started getting sloppy. The Warriors had a few empty possessions down the offensive end on their side, and a lot of sloppy sort of, I wouldn't call it sloppy, but a lot of lazy offense. And when the Celtics came down on that other end, man, they made them pay for it. Like I said, at the beginning, it wasn't even like the Warriors weren't scoring. It was just the onslaught of threes was way too much for them to keep up with. But yeah, man, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, that's a young dynamic duo that we're going to have the pleasure of seeing in this league for a long time. Whenever Jason Tatum doesn't have it going, Jaylen Brown seems to be able to pick it up. Like I said, that fourth quarter, terrific from him. I thought he was probably the biggest jump starter in that little run that they had. Al Horford and Marcus Smart sort of closed it off with their little barrage of threes at the end. And, Al Horford with the and one basket at the end in the fourth quarter. But yeah, man, it's just this team has no quit in them. This team is liable to give you a good run. I think they closed out the quarter on like a 15 to 2 run. Like, it was incredible. It was just, again, it's one of those things where these young guys, man, that athleticism, that ability to get up and down the court. Also, let me not forget about Time Lord when we're talking about the defense. Robert Williams, thank God they have him back from the injury, and that injury that him sideline him for the entirety of the playoffs because they've needed him. He has been absolutely terrific. Between him and Marcus Smart, I don't know who's the best defensive player on that team. They are both so versatile. They both could do everything they want to do. And again, they switched up the game plan, man. Because in that first half, it kind of looked like the Warriors were sort of dominating. They took a 10-point lead early. The Celtics then made a little run to cut it close in the at halftime. But the Warriors in the first half, Steph Curry was amazing. Steph Curry shot 6 of 8 from the 3-point line. He had 21 points in the first quarter. But then in the second half, it was a little more pedestrian effort for him. And it's crazy because the Boston Celtics were doing something that I thought was weird at the beginning. They were playing a lot of drop coverage on Steph. They were just sagging off way too much off of a guy like him. And basically, they let him get whatever he wanted. But they sort of try to slow down everybody else. And then, like I said, the second half came along, and they clamped up Steph Curry. Steph Curry was a non-factor in those last 2 quarters. That third quarter was great, but that was because Andrew Wiggins was going off. He had 12 points in that quarter. But between the second and the third quarter, the third and the fourth quarter, the second half, Steph Curry shot 5 of 14 and 1 of 3 from 5. He went 2 of 6 in the fourth quarter and did not hit a single three. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if it looked like he nicked his ankle too there in the middle of the fourth quarter when he caught a pass. I don't know what's been going on with Steph Curry, man, but Steph Curry actually has looked kind of weird throughout these playoffs. He's shooting like 80-something% from the free throw line. He's having a difficulty doing that. And usually when you'd expect Steph Curry to sort of take a step up here, he's actually been sort of the same player he was in the regular season. And while that is a tremendous and excellent player, in the finals against the team with the best defense in the league, because that is what they were. They were the best defensive team in the league, the Celtics. You can't go 5 of 14 and 1 from 5 from 3. That cannot happen. You will lose every single game if your best player has that kind of performance in the second half. Very pedestrian, and I expect to see more from Steph. Again, the fact that they got outscored by 24 in the fourth quarter, it was incredible. Watching this game, man, watching that fourth quarter was, like I said, it was watching like a slow motion collapse, because even when they were trying to cut down that deficit and they got it down to like 9, Steph Curry would come back down to make a quick two-pointer. Because he did have a couple baskets there in the fourth that you thought that Steph Curry was going to get going, but then he ended up not doing so. But oh my Lord, what a performance. Like I said, shout out to Al Horford. Al Horford, came back to this team after he had gone and taken the money in Philadelphia. Looks like he has a real nice home here, and he is one of the biggest X factors as to why this team is doing so well. His communication on defense, his ability to, again, be versatile, switch, hit the three, all these little things that you need these glue guys to do on these very talented teams, because there's only so much that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum can do just by themselves. It's an amazing thing to see this team, you know what I'm saying? At 19, Jason Tatum was dunking on LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals as a rookie. And to see, like I said, the ascension of this entire team, Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart and all these guys finally coming together and getting over this hump. I don't know if they win. I wouldn't say that the series is over. Hell, by any stretch of the imagination, this series just begun. They say that a series doesn't start until a team takes a home game away from the other team. And so, again, the series just started. I expect the Warriors to make adjustments. I expect the Warriors to sort of try to take more advantage of that drop coverage that they were playing on Steph in the first half. I don't know if the Boston Celtics are going to go through that strategy again. But, yeah, I think that the Golden State Warriors, they need to find something here. They need to not sort of play with this mentality that, like, we hit him in the third quarter. No, they got to come out with that same aggression in the fourth quarter and sort of not get stagnant on offense. Because, again, last night there was a couple plays after the Boston Celtics had scored where it looked like the Golden State Warriors was just kind of going through the motions. Didn't look like they were really trying to get anything going. Just like, whoever gets the ball, just shoot it. And I don't know, but yeah, the Boston Celtics are looking like world beaters right now. The Golden State Warriors need to make some adjustments, which I'm pretty positive they will. They are the Golden State Warriors. They got one of the greatest players of all time in Steph Curry. And they got the best shooting backcourt of all time. So, we'll see. Game 2, I'm pretty sure, is tomorrow. And this podcast should be going up tonight on Friday the 3rd. And yeah, we're gonna see. But terrific start to the finals, and hopefully we get more of this great basketball. Thank you for tuning in, and like and subscribe, share to your friends, do what you got to do, and thank you. I'll see you next time.